first quarter. Up to Clouden, throws it into the left corner. Ozment, a three. Got it. Nothing but the bottom of the net from Tory Ozment, who knocks it down.
Ozment does what she's famous for and picks up a charge. Ozment really knows how to fall.
Clouden out to Ozment, puts up the three for the win. Bang! Tory Ozment for the win!
I always get asked why I came to MSU, and honestly, I wanted to go somewhere different. I've been in Georgia my whole life. I love the Big Ten, and I kind of just wanted to step out of my comfort zone and go somewhere new, face adversity, have some obstacles, and kind of grow as a human. We had just gotten back from media day. We had practice the next morning, so I got to the gym like I usually do. I warmed up, we started practicing, we were scrimmaging at the end. I was in a trap and I kind of stepped wrong. I felt a tweak and I immediately went down, grabbed my knee.
Dean was working with them on the press and we were in a scrimmage situation. And I can remember the ball just going down to the other end. And all of a sudden I see there's like one less person and it was delayed, but then I heard a delayed kind of scream. And I've heard an ACL scream before, and that was it. And I was like, no. We were taking hits left and right, and we just couldn't afford to take another one. And when she went down, my heart sank.
The emotions that I kind of felt when I found out was a lot of sadness, obviously. I went through the whole summer. I thought I worked harder than I ever had. I was the strongest I was. I was just really ready to have that senior season that you dream of since you're a little girl. The first thing I turned to was my mom and dad, and especially my mom. She tore her ACL before too, so she could kind of relate to me more than some other people, but also Julia. She was going through a season-ending injury as well, so we could kind of lean on each other, and we had that friendship, and we had already built that kind of connection, so she was a huge help. We were always super tight, but those 5 days drew us even closer. The day she got hurt, I was with her the whole night, and then 5 days later, she's doing the same for me.
Honestly, my injury, it hit me hard, but that hurt more than mine ever could. Just hearing that like someone else had to go through this too, it broke me and we couldn't believe it. Like we thought that there's no way, like back to back like that, like there's just no way that this just happened to both of us, and I think it definitely was emotional.
Losing Tory was tough. I mean, certainly we lost other kids too, but I think Tory is someone that team first, comes from a championship program, incredible family, understands our core values. It's always about the person to her right and her left. So outside of the talent that we lost and the experience we lost somebody that really represented what being a Spartan's all about. I really appreciated how she bounced back from that, how quickly she flipped to what can I do for the team.
Being on the bench, I tried to lead, and one way I tried to lead is just being their biggest cheerleader, being someone that no matter what, I could encourage them. They saw me cheering for them. They saw me showing up for them. That was the biggest thing I tried to do, because sometimes that injury can suck your positive energy out. So I tried to just keep that up.
I think with Tory, one thing she brought every day, it didn't matter what was going on with her. She really did everything she could from the sideline to project an upbeat, we got this mentality, and I don't think that was easy every day for her. She's just someone that really invests in not only the work ethic piece, but also like her teammates too.
Her leadership grew in so many ways. She took it upon herself to attack everything with her best. And I just think that within itself is such great leadership, because people follow that and people want to be like that. Not being out there, obviously it's tough to have a voice because you're not out there, you're not doing the things that everybody's doing, you're not physically tired. There's just so much that goes into being out there, and I think it was hard for us to kind of find our role at first, but I think we really did a good job of like trying to be a light in kind of a dark season, a dark time, and I think we did a pretty good job of just bringing energy and putting a smile on our face even on days when we didn't want to, and I think it helped us too, being around everybody, because we still felt a part of everything.
Definitely that injury had its negatives, but I think it had its positives too, and I believe that everything happens for a reason, so I had to trust that even in those darkest moments. I think one of the reasons, I still don't know everything, it's far beyond my understanding, but one way that God used me during last year was to just help other players and the younger players, to kind of share my wisdom to them and maybe use my story as a guide for them whenever they reach those obstacles or those dark moments. I tried to just use myself as a role model, a teacher, a leader, and kind of just focus on them instead of my injury. The grind during my recovery was hard. That's the only word I can really think about when I think of all last year. It was an everyday process. There wasn't many days where I was able to just walk in and not do something. But mentally was the hardest part for me. I had to learn how to retrust my knee and retrust my body. I chose not to wear a brace, so I really just had to train my mind every day during a workout or rehab on the court to trust my body, and God brought me back to play, so there's also a purpose in that, and to just trust that.
Fisher will track down the offensive rebound, driving to the middle of the lane, can't get the floater to go, but Ozment will clean it up and put it in for two. Tory Ozment, 6 points in her welcoming game back after tearing her ACL last year.
When I look at my freshman year self and I think about myself now, I just kind of smile to know that that 18-year-old vulnerable girl just from a small town that's, from Georgia, to see how much growth that she's had just as a human and as a woman.
If I had to say anything, I think I would just say thank you to Tori, because college isn't easy. She's gotten me through a lot of it, and her friendship, the way that she's been there, I couldn't have done it without her. So just want to say thank you to her and hope she knows how much I appreciate her.
Me and Julia had talks all the time about not giving up. This happened to us for a reason. We're both out and we want to play with each other again, at least for another year. And we had to remind each other that we held each other accountable. We did really well at that. I think I'm most proud of just not giving up. I was 22, and most people, they'll choose to just let the sport go or to not come back, and I knew that's not what I wanted to do. I had a bigger purpose. I worked so hard to get back, and I had so many great people around me that worked with me to get back, and I'm so glad that I never gave up.